Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, welcome to Yasaka Shrine, located in the historical city of Kyoto, Japan. My name is Beatrice Agueda, and I have the pleasure of serving as the MC for today's Open Symposium, Designing Governance for the AI Era, a global and multi-stakeholder conversation organized by the Kyoto University Center for Interdisciplinary Studies of Law and Policy, KILAP. This event was made possible with the generous sponsorship of Amazon Web Services, the City of Kyoto, and the support of the AI Governance Association, AIGA. Also, we thank Kotoba Technologies for their integral assistance with that translation. Thank you for joining us to explore pressing questions at the intersection of technology, ethics, and governance in the age of AI. To open the symposium, we are honored with the presence of Mr. Koji Matsui, Mayor of the City of Kyoto.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Koji Matsui, Mayor of Kyoto. I have been working for this position for about 1 year and a half, and I would like to say a few words in Japanese. 皆さん、ようこそ京都市にお越しくださいました。ありがとうございます。京都市長の松井浩二と申します。今日はですね、この素晴らしい、オープンフォーラムが京都で開催される、しかも八坂神社の常盤神殿という非常に京都らしい伝統的な場所で開催されることを心から歓迎させていただきたいと思います。主催者の町鳥聡先生とは、私が今京都市長をする前、慶応大学で教員をしておりまして、教授をしておりまして、その時も大変ご指導をいただきましたし、町鳥先生は日本の政治をずっと分析しておられる第一人者で、私はその慶応大学の教員の前は、2期参議院議員を務めておりまして、そしてその前はまさに羽深教授のお父様と一緒に、私は今の経済産業省で20年近く務めておりました。そんなご縁で今日は町鳥先生の主催のこの素晴らしいオープンフォーラムにお呼びをいただきまして、そして羽深先生からもお声掛けをいただきましたことに心から感謝を申し上げます。非常に大切なテーマです。私は京都市長として1年半働いているわけですが、その中でもう今この大きな人類史上の大きな転換点をこの古い都で迎えるということについていささかの考えを抱いております。地方行政の基本は市民との対話にあります。市民に我々の政策を説明し、そして場合によっては説得し、そして協力をしていただく中で公共政策を展開していくというのが我々の務めでありますが、その時に今いろんな、例えば我々広報素材を持っていますが、大変たくさんの情報が世の中にあふれ氾濫している状況の中で、なかなか政府の政策というのが市民に届かない状況である。他方で AI の力を借りれば非常におびただしい情報が極めて短時間で整理されて一人一人のシティズンに届いていくという可能性も持っています。それと同時に直接的な対話によってどのような我々の政策に対する政策への説明が行われるのか、あるいは市民の皆さんから我々行政を担う者に対してどのような形で要望を受けるのか、そのことの時間はどんどん短くなる。そして一つ一つの対話というものの意味があふれる情報の中でどれぐらいのウェイトを持つのか、そのことが問われていると思います。端的に言えば、この夏の参議院選挙において候補者はさまざまな媒体で訴えをしました。そして市民は、国民は、有権者はその候補者の訴え、あるいは政党の訴えというものをどのように受け止めたのであろうか。このいろんな SNS、あるいはいろんな映像媒体の氾濫の中で、場合によっては政治家あるいは政党の主張というのは極めて切り取られた形で、編集された形で市民に受け止められて、有権者に受け止められて、そして結果としてそれは正しい審判、もちろん有権者の審判は正しいに決まっているんですが、 何らかのバイアスがかかっていないのかどうか、それはおそらく今多くのマチロイ先生をはじめとする研究者の方々がその審判が適切に行われたのかどうかということを検証しておられる途中だと思います。我々が行政、地方行政が市民とどう向き合うか、国家レベルの政治家が選挙という媒体を通じてですね、いかに有権者と向き合うのか、そして逆に言えば一人一人の有権者や市民は政府に対してどのような情報を提供できるのか、どのような形でその声を届けられるのか、全く新しい時代が始まっているというふうに言えます。京都は今来ていただいて、この夏の本当に真っ盛りの暑い時に多くの方々が京都にご参加いただいたことについて心から感謝を申し上げますが、例えば京都においてオーバーツーリズムという問題がたびたび取り上げられています。皆さんもその一部を実感されているかもしれません。我々行政の主体としては、一人のメイヤーとしては、京都はとっても混んでる、京都は素晴らしいけどもうちょっと快適な観光地はどこでしょうかというふうに AI に尋ねれば、立ちどころに合理的な根拠を持って、じゃあ鎌倉のこの土地はどうでしょうか、あるいは日本海側の豊岡市はどうでしょうか、いろんな答えが出てくる時代の中で、我々は他の町と競争していかなければいけない、ある意味では厳しい時代であります。そして私は京都のものづくり、あるいは研究開発拠点をいかに京都に誘致して、そして京都という町での経済的な生産活動を豊かにしていく責任を負っておりますけれど、京都のものづくりの将来ということを考えたときに、いかに京都の町で生産性の高いものづくりが行えるのか、その時に AI 時代において京都の文化、あるいは芸術の価値というものをどうやって人々の中でその価値の高さというものを人々に伝えていくかということも大きな課題です。さまざまな面、芸術文化も含めてあっという間に素晴らしい作曲が30秒もあればできてしまう。この前 AI の研究家の方に尋ねました。果たして AI にモーツァルトが作曲できるのか、あるいは AI はゴッホのような作品を描画できるのか。その方の答えは、今のところそこまでの独創性のあるものを短時間で作ることは難しいけれども、しかし将来の可能性はあるということでした。いろんな分野で今の現時点では我々が体感的な人間の体感を持ってしか成し得ないと思っている芸術やあるいは文化が場合によっては AI に代替されるような時代が来るかもしれない。そのような中で私たちは例えば京都市民の教育において何に力点を置いて教育を行うべきか、そのことも私は現実の課題として私の目の前に突きつけられています。そういう意味では今日のテーマであるこれからのガバナンスの在り方、政治の在り方、あるいは人とロボットがどう共存していくのか、そういうテーマ一つ一つが興味深いですが、我々として極めて切実な課題に直面している。同時に極めてチャレンジングな人類の幸福というものをいかに実現していくかという意味においては、大きな飛躍の可能性と大きな危機、失敗の可能性、両面をはらむのが AI だと思います。今日の議論を残念ながら私は、他の市長としての公務の中で伺えませんけれど、また町鳥先生や羽深先生から今日の議論の結果を伺いたいと思いますし、このフォーラムがオープンになっていれば、ひょっとしたらそれは生成 AI が極めて簡潔に要約をしてくれるのかもしれません。しかしおそらく生成 AI がいかに精妙な要約機能を持とうと、私はこういうオープンフォーラムで人と人とが対面で議論をするということの価値はこれからしばらくは変わらないのではないかと私はそう信じたいです。そう信じて京都の町は伝統と革新の町であります。2つのしばしば相矛盾する価値をどうアウフヘーベンさせるか、それもひょっとしたら AI が新しい解を見つけてくれるかもしれませんが、私はどちらかといえば AI を人類が使いこなして AI に使いこなされるのではなくて、 使いこなして、そして伝統と革新をいかに調和させていくか、人々の幸福と、そしてさまざまな課題の解決を実現していくのか、そのことに注力していきたいと思います。素晴らしいフォーラムを開催していただいている町鳥先生をはじめとする主催者の皆さんに今一度敬意を申し上げまして、そして暑い中、一番京都にとって必ずしも快適でない時期にこの八坂神社をお訪ねいただいた皆様方に、内外の皆様方に心から感謝を申し上げ、私はこの八坂神社の氏子の一人です。氏子って翻訳できるかな。氏子の一人でありますが、御礼を申し上げて冒頭のご挨拶を終わらせていただきたいと思います。本日はありがとうございます。
Thank you, Mr. Matsui. Now, let's hear Professor Satoshi Machidori, the director of Kyoto University Center for Interdisciplinary Studies of Law and Policy, KILAP.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kyoto. It's hot and humid day, and much better than yesterday. So hopefully tomorrow will be much better. So in any case, I'm Satoshi Machidori, director of KILAP, and it's my great honor to be here and give you a very short introduction of KILAP. And prior to my introduction, I would like to express my appreciation to Mayor Matsui for giving very fine speeches, as well as Attorney Hokoi to make an arrangement for this venue. And this is the third seminar program, and this is the first time to use the historic Yasaka Shrine as a venue. And this year, we welcome 29 participants from the 9 countries and 4 continents, and with diverse backgrounds of not only of law, but also the computer science, public policy, business management, and beyond. For this symposium, we could count around 100 on-site participants and more than 2,000 online registrations. It seems impressive numbers, really. I thank all the speakers, discussants, and participants, as well as my 2 colleagues, Professor Inatani and Habuka, for organizing such great symposium and summer program. And also, I'm really impressed with the simultaneous translation. I'd say that the technology of AWS, I don't know, but maybe so. So I really thank for that. And here I start from historical background. The KILAP is based on a long history and the tradition of Kyoto University. Kyoto University was founded in 1897 as the second national university in Japan. Although it started from the Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Law followed it 2 years later. The natural and social sciences are believed to be the sources and the generators of Japanese modernization in the 19th century. They were importers of thought and practices of the more developed Western countries. Since then, the Faculty of Law at Kyoto University has produced many academics of legal professionals, legal studies, and political science, as well as a lot of legal professionals, including the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Its alumni includes 2 prime ministers, too. Wow. However, it's not proper to recognize that Kyoto University has been just an importer of the Western things of modernization. As a second national university, there has been a great rivalry with the University of Tokyo, the first national university of Japan for more than 125 years. While the University of Tokyo has aimed at the more direct contribution to modernization of the Japanese state, the Kyoto University has been expected as a place for making contributions to pure academic interest. Calm and cultural atmosphere of the Kyoto city has helped it. The university motto, study independently, research independently, shows its strong orientation to be academic. Based on these academic backgrounds and traditions, the Kyoto University has adopted to the national, international, and socio-economic environments. Since Japan ended its catch-up modernization process in the 1970s, the Japanese university has been expected making contributions to solve problems of the world in addition to the domestic issues. It is encouraged more by globalization and worldwide competition of research institutions in the 21st century. In addition, some recent problems such as pandemic, new technologies such as AI and aging society that request social scientific solutions in cooperative with the natural scientists as well as other professionals. Our center, the KILAP, has expected to be answer to these new environments and demands for Japanese universities. It means that activities of the KILAP have more problem-solving orientations, focusing more on new international and domestic issues with new methods. It also means that KILAP is aimed at being advocates policies and legal solutions more actively. At the same time, these activities and orientations are always based on Kyoto University's 125 years tradition of legal and political studies, emphasizing theoretical thoughts and academic findings. I believe today's symposium and summer program as a whole are symbols of the KILAP challenge, the practical usages of academic thought. I truly hope these events will be fruitful experience for all of you. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Machidori. Next, let's welcome Mr. Hidehiko Hokoi from the Kyoto Academia Law Office and descendant of the Hokoi lineage, who will share with us about the history of Yasaka Shrine.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. And before I begin, I would like to express my sincere respect to Mayor Koji Matsui for your thoughtful speech and Professor Machidori for your inspiring remarks. And I'm very honored to have opportunity to speak after you today. So my speech is about not the AI, but the history of this venue only. I'm not a professional AI, unfortunately. So, but let me briefly introduce myself, just briefly. So my name is Hidehiko Hokoi, and I'm a descendant of a traditional priest family of Yasaka Shrine. And my family served as a priest from 11th century to 19th century. After 19th century, our family lost all privileges, so I'm now just a commoner anyway. But so I became a lawyer, and I had a choice to become a priest in this shrine, but I have chosen different way. Actually, I became a lawyer. I don't know if it is a good way or not. I was also used to be a diplomat and served for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Japan, and where I have met Professor Habuka. And he was the official of the Financial Service Agency in Japan, and he was handling the corporate governance issue there. And as a diplomat, I was engaged in the Japan-EU Free Trade Agreement between Japanese government and EU government, and I was in charge of the corporate governance issue between two entities. And Professor Habuka, thanks to Professor Habuka's tremendous support, this is not exaggeration, he tremendously supported my negotiation. I was able to reach an agreement between EU. So I owe him a lot. So when I have heard that he was looking for the place for the summer program this year, I immediately introduced Yasaka Shrine, because I believe that this place is a perfect place for the people from all over the world to touch with Japanese culture and history. And actually, this place is not open to the public usually, but I'm very pleased to welcome you today. So let me briefly explain about the history of this shrine. So this shrine is said to be established about 7th century, but this shrine became very famous during the 10th century. So it's a relatively new shrine compared with other shrines in Kyoto. So in the year 974, the huge, terrible epidemic hit Kyoto. And the god of this shrine is very famous for the guardian against the epidemic like COVID-19 and diseases. So when the 10th century huge epidemic hit Kyoto, and many people actually died, and many high-ranking nobles even died at the time. So people in Kyoto started a big festival to honor the god of this shrine. And the result is epidemic ended. That's good. So next year, Imperial Court sent the huge envoys to this shrine to take place the Thanksgiving festival. And that's the beginning of one of the largest festivals in Japan, named Gion Festival. And Mayor Matsui, as a Ujiko. Ujiko means the traditional worshipper of Yasaka Shrine, always involved in this festival. And as the head of Kyoto City, he actually plays many important roles during the Gion Festival this year. Thank you very much. So this shrine is regarded as one of the most important shrines in Japan, and historically many emperors and shoguns, shogun is a top of samurais anyway, shoguns sent many gifts and documents to this shrine, and these gifts and documents are still preserved in this shrine. And let me explain about the buildings of this shrine. So the main hall, just outside this building, you can see the huge wooden building. This is designated as a national treasure of Japan. National treasure is the highest importance of the important cultural heritage of Japan. And it is actually a new one. New means it was rebuilt of 17th century. But still, it preserves the traditional Shinto temple's architecture from more than 1,000 years ago. And also, inside this shrine, you can find many small and medium-sized and wooden buildings, and most of them are designated as important cultural heritage by Japanese government. And this shrine has very historical importance in Japanese history. And I cannot emphasize enough that this shrine is regarded one of the important shrine, not only in Kyoto, but for all over Japan. And last but not least, this place. And this place is called Tokiwa Shinden. And some of you will attend the summer seminar from tomorrow at that building just next to this building. This is called Tokiwa Den. And Tokiwa Den is also a historical building, and once it hosted the Emperor Meiji in 19th century. This is very historical building, and the painting inside is done by the same artist of the Kyoto Imperial Palace. So this is very, very important building, and usually not open to the public. But that building and this place has a special meaning to me personally. So as I said, I have no official position in the Yasaka Shrine, but this place and that place, where the site where my family used to live, and invited many noble guests like imperial envoys, and cultural leaders in the past. So today I'm very, very happy to welcome all of you as a wonderful guest from all over the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our distinguished authorities for their inspiring opening messages. To frame today's discussions, please welcome Hiroki Habuka, research professor from Kyoto University, who will provide an introduction to AI governance and outline the goals of this symposium.
Thank you very much. So I will speak about AI, which is much less interesting than compared with the previous three speeches. But anyways, I thank you very much for your fantastic and extremely kind introduction speeches, Mayor Matsui, Professor Machidori, and Mr. Hokoi. And also, I would especially like to express my deep appreciation to the distinguished guests from all over the world, panelists, and also to our sponsors, Amazon Web Services, and also the City of Kyoto, as well as to our supporter, the AI Governance Association. And of course, I'd like to thank all the participants who came here from all over the world. So in recent years, the development of artificial intelligence has been truly remarkable. AI is now deeply integrated into every aspect of our society. In 2025, this year, agentic AI has become a major trend, and 2026 is anticipated to be the era of robotics. So AI will undoubtedly bring greater convenience and well-being to our entire society. At the same time, the advancement of AI has given rise to a range of risks, including concerns over safety, fairness, privacy, and national security. In response, discussions on AI regulation or AI governance have been rapidly gaining momentum around the world. In 2024, the European Union adopted the AI Act, the world's first comprehensive regulation on AI. The state of California in the United States established the AI Transparency Act, and South Korea, our neighbor, passed its AI Basic Act. So regulatory developments are accelerating across various jurisdictions. International rulemaking is also advancing. Under the G7 Hiroshima AI process launched in 2023, a code of practice for advanced AI models was agreed upon and is now supported by over 50 countries and regions. At the same time, however, there are also skeptical voices regarding AI regulation and governance. At the AI Action Summit held this February, the US Vice President Vance delivered a strong critique against regulating AI. Furthermore, the AI Action Plan released by the White House in July began by laying out stance of removing burdensome regulations. The European Union also announced a move towards simplifying the implementation of the AI Act. In Japan, the AI Promotion Act came into force this June. Rather than imposing direct regulation on AI systems, the act focuses on enabling the government to gather timely information from research institutions and businesses, thereby facilitating agile and responsive policy making. So after all, such rapid trends may seem to be a debate over whether or not we should impose additional regulations or requirements, because AI is something like a special or extraordinary technology. But is that really the right way to understand the current situation? In my view, much of what is now being discussed under the banner of AI governance does not stem from issues unique to AI itself. Rather, AI has simply brought to light problems that have already existed in our legal systems. I offer 3 reasons why I believe the challenges we face should not be viewed as AI-specific, but rather as part of the broader issues within our rapidly changing society. First, the risks posed by AI systems are relative to those posed by humans. At its core, AI is like a very powerful statistical calculator. It learns from data and makes fast, accurate decisions based on probabilities. But using statistics and probability to make decisions is not new. Humans have always done that. AI just does it faster and on a much larger scale. And in most cases, AI doesn't create entirely new kinds of risks. It simply makes existing risks amplified or more visible. That's why we should focus on regulating the outcomes of AI use, not the technology itself. This follows the long-standing idea of technological neutrality, which means that laws should not promote or discriminate against any particular technologies. Second, the risks associated with AI and those associated with humans cannot be separated. In the real world, humans and AI do not operate in isolation. They constantly function in a complementary manner. For example, in medical imaging, for instance, AI assists in diagnosis, but the final decisions are made by doctors. In autonomous vehicles, risk arises not solely from the vehicle, but from its interactions with pedestrians or other drivers or environments. AI influences human decisions, humans act based on those decisions, and AI then learns from those human behaviors to update its algorithms. In this ongoing process, humans and AI constantly interact each other. creating risks together. In such a context, it is extremely difficult to draw a clear line between AI risks and human risks. Instead, AI-related risks should be understood as emergent risks, which is generated from the interactions between AI, humans, and other systems. Third, the approaches taken in AI regulation are not unique to AI. The core values emphasized in AI governance discussion, such as fairness, privacy, safety, transparency, and accountability, are values that must be respected even in the absence of AI. Similarly, many regulatory principles often highlighted in the AI context, such as transparency, risk-based approaches, and multi-stakeholder processes, are not new. They closely mirror regulatory methods developed over the years in fields like finance or environmental protections. For all reasons, many of the risks we associate with AI today are, in fact, manifestations of broader challenges confronting our social systems, challenges that have emerged in the context of digitalization, globalization, structural shifts in industries, and heightened geopolitical uncertainty. While AI is undoubtedly a key driver of these changes, it is not the root cause of them all. Therefore, our ultimate goal is not merely to enact new AI-specific laws or insert AI-related provisions into existing legislation. Rather, we should aim to rethink and reform our entire legal systems. Let me be clear. I am not suggesting that regulations or governance of AI is unnecessary. Quite the contrary. What I am advocating here is that we use the regulatory approaches discussed in the context of AI as a catalyst to upgrade our entire governance architecture. Within AI governance debate, we have seen the emergence of several key principles, such as risk-based regulation, a combination of hard law and soft law, multi-stakeholder processes, emphasis on transparency and accountability, third-party audits and certifications, continuous monitoring and iterative improvements, and international cooperation. These principles are not relevant only to AI. They are becoming increasingly essential for regulation and governance in all sectors, precisely because they provide a way to uphold the rule of law in an increasingly complex world. Today, the traditional idea of the rule of law is under serious pressure. As complexity and uncertainty increase, legal frameworks relying on predictability and controllability are finding it harder to keep up. Moreover, as digital architectures increasingly govern human behavior, power may shift to those who control those architectures, namely authoritarian states or tech superpowers. This could lead to a growing primacy of human discretion, thereby undermining the rule of law. So recognizing this problem, the government of Japan released a white paper in 2020 introducing the concept of agile governance. Both I and Professor Inatani here, and he will speak on panel 2, were deeply involved in drafting this paper. The white paper proposed a shift away from rigid top-down regulation toward a model where actors who control the architecture or provide services proactively engage in risk management and accountability, and where those actions are evaluated through multi-stakeholder mechanisms. It called for a comprehensive upgrade of governance systems, including reforms, not only regulations, but also standards, contracts, liabilities, and sanction mechanisms. Of course, updating legal frameworks alone is not enough. We also need infrastructure such as testing environments and high-quality datasets for evaluations. And most importantly, we need a paradigm shift in our collective mindset. We must move from top-down control to horizontal rulemaking, from punishing failure to celebrating best practices, from secrecy to disclosure, from precedent-bound thinking to future-oriented solutions, from siloed expertise to interdisciplinarity, and from domestic debate to global engagement. And in this symposium, building on the challenges, we will host 3 panel discussions featuring leading voices from around the world, each addressing one of the most critical perspectives of our time. The first panel, Digital Democracy in the Age of AI, will examine how AI is influencing the very foundation of our society, democracy. The second panel, Governance of Human-Robot Interaction, will delve into governance challenges related to robots, not merely as tools, but also as cohabitants in our shared spaces. Finally, the third panel, Private-Public Collaboration in AI Policy, will explore how we can balance innovation with social benefit through effective public-private collaboration. So it is my sincere hope that this symposium makes a creative first step toward reimagining the rule of law for the AI era, a rule of law that is responsive, inclusive, and future-ready. I look forward to your active engagement throughout the day. Thank you very much again for being here, and let's have fun.